Welcome back, hunters. 9.0.5 is here, and I am happy to say that BM is going to be in the strongest position it's ever been once again, probably outperforming marksman, and I have it on good authority from one of the biggest guilds on my server that they've just asked all their marksman hunters during mythic progression to switch to BM. So that just goes to show you it's a good time to be a BM. And the best thing about it is we got options. We really, really do in terms of legendaries, talent choices, and secondary stat priorities. So let me get right into just showcasing what we have here. First things first, 216 item level, and I want to show you this legendary first. The second one that I will be showcasing to you is the Dire Beast legendary one, which is this one here. Oh no, sorry, not that one. That's my PvP legendary. It's going to be this ring here. Kill command is a 30% chance to also summon a dire beast to attack your target. It gives you a small haste buff while the beast is up, and it is just really nice. Like, I am enjoying the usefulness of this, and especially with AoE. You get a little bit more AoE damage off your multi-shot bestial cleave because of these extra pets. You get about 5 or 6 extra pets sometimes. So very, very strong and good with extra haste. This is an extra haste build. Anyways, let's just show you the damage rotation here. I use my bloodshed first always, and I go into Bestial Wrath, and then I pop Wild Spirits. Remember, my Wild Spirits is bound to Aspect of the Wild, and then we just start plowing. You can see here the kind of damage we're putting out in the single target situation. I'm getting up to 6.1 here, and I can usually maintain this. A little PI is always nice, a little Lust is always nice, and with a Lust and a fucking Pride in some of these dungeons, I can get up to 12 to 13k single target. I am not even joking. And a pot, of course. It is really nice. Single target really is becoming our strength once again. And as you can see, I'm able to maintain a pretty consistently high DPS. Let me pull that in now just so you got an idea. That's about 200k's worth of DPS. And I'll drop aggro and I'll swap over to the other legendary just so you can see what that looks like. I won't have Wild Spirits, but you'll get the gist of the kind of damage I'm capable of. I have a build for the Dire Beast. So for the Dire Beast build, unlike that other one, I use a little bit more haste, but I still have a high amount of crit, and crit is still going to be best for us. So just getting right back into it. We'll start with the Bloodshed, getting 2 barb shots out, and then Bestial Wrath will be up here in just a moment, but I'm starting pretty low. Once you see these cooldowns pop in, you'll see it. And boom, we're starting to go up. One stack of the Dire Beast is up, and the damage is continuing. I know it doesn't look the most climatic. That's because I don't have the Wild Spirits Mastery buff and the Aspect of the Wild. But as you can see, the damage is also pretty good. I'm holding about 4.1 single target here, which of course is not the best, but still viable. This build will benefit a little bit more from a higher haste concentration because the faster you can get kill commands off, the more chance for Dire Beasts. The more Dire Beasts, the more haste, and the more damage you're just going to do overall. So this is kind of what this rotation looks like. Let me show you what it spikes up to once I get Wild Spirits here, and hopefully another proc. It is kind of proc reliant, so there's an argument to be made to having that other legendary in terms of its consistency, but let's show you right here with everything lining up. Alright. We got a proc. I'll make a weak aura to have that also, so you can track it a little easier. But look at that, up to 4.2. Beautiful. So just off the comparison alone, I'll still say this. If you want to go beast mode, go ahead and craft the Memory of the Rylak Stalker's Legendary, this guy right here. It's still too good. The 35% crit bonus damage is going to be OP. I would still run it with Bloodshed and single target. I would run Aspect of the Beast in Mythic Plus content. And if you get a nice amount of haste, you can honestly go with this too. I just find it a little funky, the playstyle. You know, I'm so used to spamming Cobra Shot that Kill Command has kind of become secondary. And until we get into a place where Kill Command is doing a little bit more damage for us, I think either Bloodshed or Aspect is my priority, but Kill Cobra is still good. Many hunters run it and they do really good, and it'll sim just as high. Just while I'll show you here with all my gear on in the Memory of the Rylak Stalker gear, just to get an idea of what that damage should look like, is right here. So I'll pull up my sim really quickly and then send it. I have the premium, so it'll be very quick. Oh, I didn't showcase the conduits. My bad. Conduits I'm running with are these guys right here. This one is still better, but I like to have this extra guaranteed pet damage, especially with the Dire Beast Legendary. It gives you just a little bit extra edge. I would definitely run with this, and I'll actually resim so you can see what that full single target build is going to look like. The Wild Spirits conduit is still also secondarily just as good. I think it seems about the same, but just to show you right here. So 5.4 7 or 5.4k essentially DPS, which is really good, better than it's ever been, and it's going to be consistent damage that you can do. Remember, with full mobility, with full uptime on your DPS, and there's not going to be any lulls like many other classes. Let me show you the Dire Beast legendary, just because I don't think I showcased it best, but just to give you an idea of what the sim is going to give you for this type of build. So um, this is now the Dire Beast legendary here. Let's take a look at that. And while I show you this here, I'll go to Warcraft logs and give you an idea of where I finished the tier at with BM. So we're going to now be in a new tier, which means our parses aren't going to be as irrelevant. You're going to have to go out and reparse all of your fights, as the new patch has kind of made it a new benchmark. And I'll show you here. So 9.0, I finished with pretty good parses, around 4 point something, 3 point ish to 4 to 5k or almost 6k on some of these fights. And I'm really happy. I got the AOTC, lucky enough to get the kill, and still running all these trinkets. I use the Hateful Chain mostly now, and the Dreadfire, and in most single target situations, just because I love to have damage trinkets. I don't know if it's best, but I just prefer it. And then Dire Beast, just a little bit behind, not too far behind, and you can see that it's just as viable. If of course you want that little edge over, go ahead and run with the other one. Oh, let me resim this just to show you with that other conduit though. It's really interesting to see how that benefits it with those extra beasts, right? Because it's increasing your pet's damage overall. One more sim right here. Take a look. Double. I actually went down a little. Yeah, that burst is too good. But in theory, it could be good. Something to look out for. Not that much different, right? Not very, very similar and still. And I think this is pretty good for people who want to do PvP. So try this for PvP. Last but not least, what else can I inform you of? In terms of trinkets, this also is another great trinket that I've been using instead of the Stone Legion Heraldry when there's no one really who has it. I think it's a nice passive trinket to have unequipped. Still go ahead and try to look for gear that has crit prile with a little bit of haste, around 22 to 23%. This number is easily something that you can mess with. But yeah, just to give you an idea of all that. Um, they told us BM sucks. BM is great, and it's always been great. And you too will get those keys done and those mythic raids done, and heroic raids. Just keep iterating. I will try to put out a little more content to show you. I want to show you guys my IO just to give you an idea of what else I've been doing. I don't think I have it updated, but I think I'm around like 1,000 IO right now. Starting to do some 14s. I can show you the keystones here. So I've been doing some 14s. I got almost everything 13 except Necrotic Wake. I hate Necrotic Wake. It's my worst one. But doing well. Trying to go for Keystone Master in the next few weeks because, yeah, we're doing good. Oh, here's my 1046 doing all this. Got everything done. But yeah, PM is great. Go hard. I'll show you the logs again. This was pretty much for this tier going into 9.0.5. I don't think, I think I just had like a random kill. I was not very dedicated to it, and that's what I was going for on that fight. But yeah, it's going to be really exciting. Stay tuned. Try this out. Let me know what you think. And yeah, I look forward to seeing you on the next video. Peace out.